One of the biggest severe weather events of 2024 is coming to the United States this week, and this particular severe weather event is going to span across a very large area, and there will be a chance for even strong tornadoes over the next several days. So we're going to give you a full detailed breakdown on everything that you need to know in this weather forecast in terms of severe weather timing, in addition to the threats that you can expect for each individual day from the southern plains all the way back into the Ohio Valley and on the East Coast. And notice this right now as we go into Monday into Tuesday. We are going to be talking about a fairly large storm beginning tonight, and this will be the first day of severe weather, which will be today across areas in the southern plains. We'll be watching for some showers and thunderstorms to bring the threat of severe weather as a developing low pressure system will form back down in Texas. Once we go into Tuesday, this threat of severe weather will continue to increase, especially across East Texas, Louisiana, and the lower Mississippi Valley. And notice showers and storms will really ramp up as we go into Tuesday. Once we go into Wednesday, this storm continues to grow in size, and Wednesday probably will be one of the worst days for severe weather, as there will be a chance for some strong tornadoes across areas like the lower Mississippi Valley. Notice this low pressure system by the time we go into Wednesday afternoon. We'll be talking about some significant convection leading to showers and thunderstorms. The threat of severe weather will definitely be increasing as we go into Wednesday, with significant damaging winds and a few tornadoes being possible. And the Storm Prediction Center has already mentioned that strong tornadoes also will be possible on Wednesday. And then once we go into Thursday, the threat of severe weather will even grow larger. Hopefully Thursday is not too bad, but as of right now, there are two different slight risks for severe weather on Thursday, one of which will include the Ohio Valley and another one that includes areas in the southeast. So two different areas where there will be once again another tornado risk, with there being also a chance for some significant damaging winds across areas like Ohio and as well as the southeast for Thursday. And this system will move out by Friday, as that low pressure system could become a bomb cyclone as we go into Friday, and that would be because this low pressure system is forecasted to drop by almost 24 millibars in pressure over a 24-hour period. So if that happens, this would be classified as a bomb cyclone, which would be a very rapidly intensifying low pressure system. Now let's talk more about that severe weather potential for today across the United States. And right now we do have an enhanced risk of severe weather that does include the DFW Metroplex back into north central Texas, a large slight risk and even a large marginal threat that goes all the way back over into the Mississippi Valley. The main concern for today is definitely going to be very large hail. We're going to have a lot of cheese curd sized hail falling today, so definitely make sure that you're protecting your vehicle. Also make sure you're hatching down your trampolines, as there will be a chance for some damaging winds, even though this is actually quite a low threat comparatively to most severe weather events that we've had recently. I do want to mention, by the way, the greatest hail concern today will be in areas like north central Texas, and hail could be as large as 4 inches in diameter today in this region. It's going to be an isolated threat, but it does exist, so make sure that you are protecting your vehicles. The tornado risk for today, it is low, but it's not zero by any means. We have two different areas that I'm watching for an elevated tornado risk, the first of which will develop this afternoon down here in East Texas. That is where we could see a few tornadoes, and also back over north central Texas. This will be the second area that we'll be watching for storm development later this evening. That'll also lead to a tornado risk. Now, once we go into Tuesday, things get a little bit more ugly when it comes to the tornado risk. The Storm Prediction Center does have another enhanced risk of severe weather for Tuesday, which is tossing trampolines on Tacos Tuesday, which I can almost assure you that we will have some tossing trampolines tomorrow. Right now, there is an enhanced risk for severe weather across southeast Texas and western Louisiana. In addition to that, we do have a slight risk that goes all the way back into West Texas. The main concern overall will be large to very large hail, and I think that's going to be the main concern at least for today and tomorrow. There will definitely be a chance for a few tornadoes. Notice the damaging wind outlook right now, a bit more elevated across areas in eastern Texas and western Louisiana. We do have a hatched area for large to very large hail, indicating that we could see some significant hail. The maximum hailstone size I have right now is 3.5 inches in diameter. For tomorrow, subject to change, we could see an isolated storm go higher than that. For today, by the way, it's likely going to be around 4 inches in diameter. So we have some very significant hail potential for both today and tomorrow. The tornado risk tomorrow, it is hatched, and we do have a yellow area indicating that this is an elevated tornado risk across southeast Texas and as well as back into western Louisiana. That is a 10% chance of tornadoes within a 25-mile radius. It is a medium risk overall, so definitely make sure if you're anywhere in these areas that you are taking the proper precautions tonight and have multiple ways to receive alerts, as there could be a few tornadoes tomorrow and maybe an isolated strong tornado. Now, I do think Wednesday Tuesday will be the worst day for severe weather, as long as the conditions are still favorable for Wednesday. We do currently have an enhanced risk for severe weather in the lower Mississippi Valley for Wednesday. We also have that slight risk that goes all the way back into Texas, and the marginal threat that goes back up into Tennessee. As of right now, this is the area that I'm watching for the greatest threat of severe weather. Once again, strong tornadoes will be possible on Wednesday in the lower Mississippi Valley. Damaging winds, potentially significant, will also be possible across much of the lower Mississippi Valley, and as well as the Dixie Alley as we go throughout the day Wednesday. In addition to that, the Storm Prediction Center does have a hatched area here, which does indicate that's probably where we're going to have, one, a significant damaging wind threat, and two, where the potential where strong tornadoes will be possible on Wednesday. And it's not done there. We have another risk of severe weather on Thursday. I know, this is crazy. I mean, this is one of the longest severe weather events that we've had thus far this year. This is a 4-day enhanced and slight risk of severe weather event. It's pretty crazy stuff. Once we go into Thursday, which is tossing trampolines on tall trees Thursday, we do have a slight risk for severe weather in parts of Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky, and another slight risk of severe weather in the southeast from northern Florida back into North Carolina. Once again, all modes of severe weather will be possible, including damaging winds, large hail, and a few tornadoes. So another long day on Thursday is ahead. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. We'll have live streams hopefully on most of these days here across the United States. I do want to point out the tornado parameters are definitely going to be increasing as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. Here's today's tornado risk. Overall, it's really going to be confined to two different areas. We're going to have one tornado risk that's really going to try to develop out of some discrete cells later this evening in north central Texas, and that'll be the one that you really want to watch for if you're near the DFW Metroplex or back over in north or central Texas. Also, the other tornado risk will develop this afternoon just after the solar eclipse across areas right really in East Texas and Southeast Texas. So if you're in that black circle, that's where we'll be watching for some of those storms to develop. By Tuesday, we will have a tornado risk. I do think it's going to be slightly more conditional, but it will be across areas like East Texas and western Louisiana. That's where that greatest tornado risk will reside. And by the time we go into Wednesday, the tornado parameter values are really the highest as we go into Wednesday across areas like Mississippi, as well as Louisiana, and as well as Alabama, as we go into late Wednesday, and that'll be a potential for some strong tornadoes across those areas. Now, with that being said, let's go hour by hour, give you an idea of the timing for today. Obviously, the solar eclipse is today. I hope a lot of you guys see it. Obviously, a lot of cloud covers in the forecast today, but hopefully that does not hinder your viewing experience. Once we get closer to 4 o'clock, storms are going to fire up pretty quickly across southeast Texas. All modes of severe weather will be possible, including damaging winds, large to very large hail, and a few tornadoes. By 6 to 7 o'clock, those storms are moving closer to the DFW Metroplex. I am fully expecting some significant hailstorms today, so be very mindful of that. Make sure that you have multiple ways to receive alerts. By 9 o'clock, storms continue to move to the north. We'll be watching for more storms to develop back over in north central Texas. This will be our second round of storms. That one will also produce some significant hail, but the storms will be a bit more isolated than this particular event. And then once we get closer to about midnight or so, those storms continue to move to the east over here. These will continue to produce some significant hail even after midnight tonight. And as we go into Tuesday morning, more storms will continue across north and central Texas. And by the time we go into the afternoon hours, storms continue to move to the east. Damaging winds will be the main concern, with large to very large hail during the afternoon. By the mid to late evening, so around 9 o'clock, we'll be watching for some discrete supercell activity, and any of these discrete cells will have the chance to produce a strong tornado. And eventually by midnight, storms continue to move to the east, with the main concern, I think, for strong tornadoes probably being a little bit further back here to the west. But overall, anywhere in southeast Texas and western Louisiana, you need to be on alert as we go into Tuesday. Now, by Wednesday, the timing is a little bit more broad at this time, but make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We'll have an update for you on our next forecast. By the time we go closer to lunchtime on Wednesday, showers and thunderstorms will be ongoing across Mississippi and as well as Alabama. Tornado threat will really exist out of these discrete cells. As we go into late Wednesday, storms continue to move into Alabama and Georgia, and eventually as we go into Thursday morning, all the storm activity moves into Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina, where the main concern on Thursday will likely be damaging winds, but I will not rule out a few tornadoes as well. And then there will be also another tornado risk most likely that will try to evolve across Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. If you are in any of these areas, make sure that you have multiple ways to receive alerts for Thursday, as there could be another chance there for a couple of tornadoes. With that being said, I don't think this will be as significant significant in the Ohio Valley as what we were talking about last week with that tornado outbreak that we had. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button down below, and again, subscribe if you've not already, and click the bell icon down below so you're notified when we go live this week.